Hello and welcome to the DX Corner for your weekly dose of DX. I'm Bill, AJ8B. Each week I try to focus on those entities that will be available in the next 7 days. There is so much data to sift through that I thought a focus on the next week might be helpful. This coming week in particular will feature quite a bit of DX due to the upcoming CQ Worldwide single sideband contest. As I've said before, the week before and the week after the contest are typically rich with DX. So here's what you should find QRV when you tune the bands. The following DX information comes from Bernie, W3UR, editor of the Daily DX, the Weekly DX, and the How's DX column in QST. If you would like a free 2-week trial of the Daily DX, your only source of real-time DX information, do as several other listeners have done and drop me a note at thedxmentor@gmail.com and I'll get you fixed up. Mark, XE1 Bravo, is returning to Revogado Island and should be QRV until October 30th. His mission is to meet the New Mexican Naval Base Commander and set the conditions for an international team with remote capabilities for the future. Access to the base is severely restricted and only via a Navy battleship making supply runs from Baja, Mexico. The next trip is scheduled for an October 23rd departure from Socorro and a return on October 30th. Since the trip is 36 hours each way, this allows Mark a 5-day window of operating. Mark is a 3-time veteran of trips to Socorro, having activated XF4 in 1999, 2011, and 2018. He has permission from the Navy and 2 other regulatory agencies to visit the island and operate. He has a new license for this trip. The call sign will be released when he is QRV, but not before. This is a self-funded trip using Mark's personal equipment and some equipment purchased in the United States by N1DG Don Greenbaum. This will be a low-profile, low geographic impact operation to show the base commander that a de-expedition can be conducted without a major impact on the island's mission. Use of remote operators via the NCDXF RIB technology will also be discussed. Accordingly, do not expect a mega de-expedition at this time. Mark's intent is to make as many all-time new ones, contacts, and lower XF4's club log most wanted rank of 24, as much as one operator can do in 5 days. To this end, he will bring 2 radios, an amplifier, and 4 antennas to operate single sideband and FT8 simultaneously. There will be no automated FT8 QSOs. He is unsure of internet availability, so there will be no live streaming of his logs. QSL after the operation using club log only. Don, N1DG, will handle the QSL processing. LOTW QSOs will be uploaded as OQRS requests or processes. After postage and QSL printing costs, all excess proceeds will be donated to the Northern California DX Foundation. I think that's a wonderful gesture, Mark. Thank you. An international team of radio ops are celebrating the 50 years of Angola's independence with special call sign Delta 2 Alpha. The ops are from Angola, Portugal, and Spain. Delta 2 Alpha will be on the air until approximately October 29th. They say their operation also promotes Angola's cultural and natural resources to the world. They will be on Musola Island 24 hours a day. Independence came on November 11, 1975. The 6 Delta 2 Alpha stations will be 4 IC-7300s, something for satellite, and an Elecraft. The planned modes are CW, sideband, RIDI, FT8, and QO100 satellite, and then 160 through 6 meters. And immediately before going online tonight, I got an update from Echo Charlie 7 Radio, Francisco, who's on the Delta 2 Alpha team. Quote, "We are trying to be on all possible bands and modes as long as propagation allows. The 60-meter band, which has been authorized for the first time in Angola, has a huge amount of expectations from everyone. We have had to change the location of antennas several times due to interference and noise from the power grid. We will try to work and look toward the United States, but conditions are not currently favorable. We will try to be in the CQ Worldwide contest and compete here for the African zone, although it is very difficult due to our conditions." End quote. Team Antigua will be activating Victor 26 Bravo for the CQ Worldwide single sideband contest in the multi-category with a 9-person team. and you can QSL Victor 26 Bravo via LOTW or OQRS. The individual ops will be testing things out before the contest, and you can QSL them via their QRZ.com pages. Pat Alpha Alpha Zero Oscar is joining the VP2 MPN contest team from Montserrat. While not in the contest, he'll be operating with the VP2 MOO call sign. He'll be there October 22nd to the 28th, and you can QSL VP2 MMO via AA0 Oscar. Luke, F5RAV, operating as C5LT, and Louis, YT3PL, operating as C5R, are currently QRV from the Gambia until November 7th, operating CW, sideband, and digital modes on several bands. They will also participate in the CQ Worldwide DX single sideband contest as Charlie 5 Radio. QSL Charlie 5 Lima Tango direct to F5RAV and Charlie 5 Radio direct to YU5 Radio. Additionally, they are working on a humanitarian project to raise funds for new classrooms for children. The Rebel DX group continues to be QRV as Echo 6 Alpha Delta from Nui Island. This activity will be conducted by two individuals with a primary focus on the digital mode. Occasional operations using CW and sideband will also take place, utilizing 8 stations on FT8, 1 station on CW, and 1 station on single sideband. They will transmit up to 16 streams concurrently on each band, utilizing different frequencies within the same band. If traffic is low on the Foxhound frequency, operations will shift to the standard FT8 frequencies. QSOs will be uploaded to ClubLog, and OQRS will be available for LOTW and direct QSLs. Please note that there may be an extended waiting period for processing of direct QSLs due to logistical challenges and continual travel. Here's one I'm excited about. AB1 Foxtrot has announced that the A52AA 2025 initiative to Bhutan has made significant progress as the Kingdom of Bhutan has officially issued both the e-visa and the amateur radio license under the same 2023 call sign of Alpha 52 Alpha Alpha. AB is scheduled to be active from November 24th to December 5th. And I know that's a little ways out, but that's one you got to mark on your calendar and you got to work. It just isn't that active very often. Once again, Jaime, YO0RUR, is headed to Gudon, Brunei to operate from the V85 radio hotel station during the CQ Worldwide DX contest October 25 and 26. He will be in the single op all band high power category, and you can QSL V85RH via LOTW. Also from Brunei, we find that special event station V84 SRU will be active to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the International Amateur Radio Union, and activity on the air from 24th of October to the 26th of November 2025. The operators will be active on the air every day on sideband, CW, and FT8. Randy, KX4QD, has been a little more active as V73HW from the Marshall Islands with recent activity on 20, 15, and 6 meters FT8. He is usually on the air over the weekends and in the mornings during the weekdays. He enjoys both sideband and FT8 and runs 1,000 watts into his log periodic antenna and, quote, some experimental verticals. QSL direct to Randall Heil, PSC 701, Box 307, APO 96555 USA. Or if you need that QSL address, you can email the thedxmentor@gmail.com and I'll fix you up. Rudy, DK7PE, will embark on his third Pacific DXpedition from October 25th to November 19th. His journey begins with a flight to Tokyo, then continues to Guam, followed by stops in Palau, Micronesia, the Marshall Islands, and potentially Kiribati T30RK. Rudy notes that affordable HF operating locations on the islands are rare, with high accommodation costs and significant radio interference, typically S9 at most sites. To manage costs, he plans to operate portable or from a car at 100 watts output, which will allow him to set up near the sea, but requires daily antenna setup and takedown, meaning his operations won't be continuous. The DXpedition will blend traditional DXing, antenna experimentation, and interactions with local amateur radio enthusiasts. Rudy aims to operate on the low bands and 60-meter CW where permitted, making all QSOs manually with his ETM 9C keyer in the style of a classic solo DXpedition. He's a heck of an operator. I've worked him several times, and I hope you get a chance to hear him and get him in the log. The youth PJ6Y DXpedition team to St. Eustatius and Saba have 4 stations on the air, with a 5th station expected to be QRV later this morning. They've had some lightning and rain, which has slowed them down a bit. And here's another situation where I just got an update about an hour ago. The young operators have surpassed 20,000 QSOs already and counting as DXpedition momentum builds. The PJ6Y team has just surpassed 20,000 QSOs, marking a major milestone in their on-air operations. The young amateur radio operators are taking full advantage of excellent propagation conditions, sharpening their skills, and connecting with stations worldwide. Operating around the clock, the team currently has 3 local and 2 remote stations active on the air. The on-island contingent of 14 operators is joined by approximately 30 young remote operators from around the globe, a truly international collaboration showcasing the next generation of DXers. Quote, "We have a bit of antenna work to complete today in advance of our participation in CQ Worldwide single sideband," shared Greg, W6IZT. "The weather has been somewhat of a challenge with frequent showers and lightning. With heavier rain forecasts from Thursday through our departure, we're accelerating our contest preparations," end quote. Despite the challenging conditions, spirits remain high. "What an amazing and awesome group of future DXpedition leaders," said Glenn, W0GJ, and Glenn would know. The team extends a huge thank you to sponsors, supporters, and off-island Elmers whose encouragement and contributions have made this adventure possible. For updates and to make donations, please visit www.pj6y2025.com. EX9A will be in next weekend's CQ Worldwide single sideband contest from Kyrgyzstan with multi-single station with 7 ops calling themselves Contest Club Kyrgyzstan, and you can QSL them through Club Log. 6 Oscar 3 Tango became QRV around 21:30 Zulu Monday, October 20th. They've been reported on using FT8 on 40, 20, 17, 15, and 10 meters. Late yesterday, Bernie, W3UR, received a message from the team, quote, "We're back on the air. Couldn't leave this adventure half done. On the air now 20 and 40 meters. Signal's a bit noisy, but the spirit's loud and clear." They were referring to the 2024 6 Oscar 3 Tango DXpedition failure to get on the air. "Everything's okay if signals are strong and there's no polar flutter," Fred adds. The 6 Oscar 3 Tango team has slightly updated their website with new operating times and conditions, and you can check that out at dxexplorer.net. Edgar, K2N, also known as Hotel Charlie 8 Mike, is now active as Hotel Delta 8 Romeo from San Cristobal Island in the Galapagos Islands until Tuesday, November 4th. During the CQ Worldwide DX single sideband contest, HD8R will be participating. QSL via OQRS to M0OXO. The DX Mentor features a podcast episode this coming weekend, a new one. The Yasmy Foundation and the great contributions of Ward Silver N0AX. Check it out and let me know what you think. This guy is a real Renaissance man, and we enjoyed the heck out of this recording that podcast. If you want to follow all of the latest DX podcasts and YouTube releases, as well as DX information, you should check out the DX Mentor Facebook page and subscribe to be kept up to date on all DX activities. Contest updates. I know that the ARRL contest sheet is read elsewhere in this podcast, and the contests that I mention are sometimes redundant. However, there are a few contests that I have found to be especially useful for DXers who are trying to fill band slots or work all-time new ones. And 2 of the best are coming up. This one is at the end of October, the CQ Worldwide Single Sideband Contest. The contest to prepare for, as I mentioned, is the CQ Worldwide Single Sideband Contest, October 26th and 27th. The side benefit to both this contest and the CQ Worldwide CW contest at the end of November is that the DX that you can work before and after the contest, as I mentioned earlier. Before the contest, contesters are going to remote locations and will spend considerable time on the air testing their rigs, antennas, and propagation. After the contest, they often hang around for a few days, enjoying the location they are at and spending more time on the air. It's a great time to fill band slots and to pick up an all-time new one. Keep your eyes and ears open. If you do participate, please let me know. And look for me in the CQ Worldwide contest as AJB. Until next week, this is Bill, AJB, saying 7-3, and thanks to my XYL Karen for her love and support. I hope to hear you in the pileups. Have a great DX week.